Welcome to Surrounded by Sports. I'm Kevin Perkins, and I am here with Ralph Mims of L.E.A.D Academy, the girls basketball coach here. And you have an extensive, so full disclosure, I drive a car that has FSU basketball jerseys on the seats. So this is kind of cool to me because Ralph Mims played at Florida State for a long time.
Yes, sir.
And then you went over to Turkey.
Yes, sir.
And your journey has taken you all over the world, even from a youth standpoint. You started out, I think you were born in Connecticut, correct?
Yep, born in Connecticut.
Wound up in Pensacola, which is obviously Panhandle, what we're talking about here.
Right.
That's what we do on the show. And then you wind up in Connecticut?
Yep.
Maine?
I was born in Connecticut.
Wound up in Maine.
I moved down to Pensacola. I want to say I was probably about 2 years old. My dad and my mom, then we moved down to Pensacola. Then I ended up in Maine, I left end of my seventh grade year.
Mm-hmm.
I went up to Maine, going up to my 8th grade year all the way out through high school, and that had to do with military.
Right, your military background.
Yes, sir.
Right, so we're going to talk about, first of all, more importantly, your team is what, 20, what's the record right now? Something?
13-1.
13-1.
Yeah.
13-1, right. And you got 2 games left,
Yes,
regular
sir.
season, and then we go into postseason.
Yep.
You're ranked number 1.
Yeah, we're blessed right now. We're blessed right now. We're ranked number 1. We're working hard, and I'm excited to be here at L.E.A.D Academy.
Yeah, absolutely. Funny thing was, that whole he works in mysterious ways thing? Because I was supposed to talk to you before the season.
Yep.
And life gets in the way. And it's really cool because now I'm talking to you and I've gotten to see how your teams play. I've gotten to see how you are as a coach because I happened to placement. I was near the bench. We've talked now a couple of times instead of the just once. So now it seems like the right time for me to be here and get to talk to you, which is cool. Okay, so we're going to talk about Ralph's journey to Florida State, his journey to playing ball in Turkey, and his professional career. We're going to talk about how he got to L.E.A.D Academy, and we're going to talk about this particular L.E.A.D Academy basketball team, which is pushing its way into a shot at all the marbles, right?
Yeah, man. That's our goal. That's our end goal. So we're gonna stay humble and stay blessed, and we're gonna keep chopping at that wood.
Right. There are miraculous things that happen in the story on the way, and there's some miraculous things about his ball club. So I think this is going to be fun. We're going to cover all that and more after this.
You are watching Surrounded by Sports, the podcast hosted by Kevin Perkins. This show emphasizes how sports and life intersect while showcasing the Gulf Coast. And now, Surrounded by Sports.
All right. Welcome back, folks. First of all, thank you, Faust Builders, McCory Homes, Sideline Sports Bar. Surrounded by Sports, the concept is how sports and life intersect. I have a great example of that here as this man has taken his ability to play sports and turned that into a life's journey. And it's hopefully, I assume from our conversations,
Yes,
helping pass that forward to other generations.
Yes, sir. Most definitely. It's that's my goal. That's what I do daily, and I think that was a calling from God to put me in this situation I've been in. And
Right here at L.E.A.D.
Yes, sir. And I'm just running with it, man. Just having fun, taking it step by step, day
Right.
by day, and just making sure I'm dotting my I's and I'm crossing those T's. So.
Right. Okay, so you're like we said, first of all, you're born in Connecticut, and then you wind up in Pensacola. When did basketball? I think you played all sports when you were young, right?
Yep.
I think we're of that age, right?
Yeah.
Get out of the house age.
Oh yeah. I started playing basketball when I was about 3 years old.
Okay.
That's when I got interested in it. And then after that led to football. That led to baseball. I played tennis ball.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not tennis. I played a little lacrosse here
Oh.
and there. But then that led me to just doing football. I did baseball. I did basketball. Then I had to make a decision.
Okay. When did Jason Rich come on your radar?
Jay Rich, we actually grew up together. Family close together. Jay Rich went to Wedgwood. He went to Wedgwood Middle, and we used to play against each other a lot. I mean, almost from 6th grade to, we played the same amount of time, and then we left at the same time. So it was like we played 6th grade, 7th grade. End our 7th grade year, we both got out of Pensacola. He went to Orlando. I went to Maine.
Right.
But yeah, Jay Rich has been a childhood friend since day one, man. And
yeah.
Everything, it's crazy how that circle turns.
Right. Okay, so if you don't know, Rich winds up at Florida State along with Ralph here.
Yes.
And, okay, so you wind up leaving the area. You're a military child.
Mm-hmm.
How does that, are you a make up your bed in the morning?
Oh yeah, most def. Yes, my father, man, he did 38 years of Commander Master Chief. So
okay.
Yeah, that discipline, that make your bed up every single day, keep your room clean, make sure your hygiene is in place, make sure your effort and energy is always attached to
right.
what you're trying to accomplish. That's always been there. And yeah, my father, he was one of those guys where he wasn't firm, but everything he said, you better believe in a make way. So that discipline started early.
Right. How did moving around affect you as far as like, do you feel like, were you good at like making friends when you get someplace? Because when you're young, it's hard when you're going to different cities and different towns.
It wasn't, no, not for me. I
No?
mean, very confident person.
Okay.
I think everywhere I go, I feel that my energy displays who I am.
Right.
And so that has never been an option. I mean, never been a problem for me.
Right.
Meeting and greeting, like I said, that goes back to the fatherhood. Is my dad taught me how to be a people person and
right.
have people skills and learn how to interact. Any ethnicity, whatever it is, learn how to interact and learn how to, carry yourself accordingly. So
right.
that was never an issue.
Now, do you think sports helped with that?
Most definitely.
Because when you roll into town, you're one of the better players.
It did. It humbled me also. It taught me how to measure out things, to stay, don't get so complacent. But it really helped me and molded me to the guy I am today, and
right.
helped me throughout my career, as well as, like I said, with coaching and training and all this stuff that I'm involved in now. That led to, that really helped me through that process of becoming who I am today.
Right. Now you win state, what, sophomore year, something like that in Maine?
Sophomore year.
I think your senior year you didn't win state, but you scored like 45 or something in the championship game?
Yes, sir.
All that?
Yeah.
So you're, I'm going to assume, heavily recruited.
Yes, sir. I was. That was amazing.
Mm-hmm. Right?
That was, a lot of people that don't know it, yeah, man, that recruiting cycle is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It teaches you a lot about how life works. And that goes with, if you put in the right work, certain things come your way. And
right.
that whole recruiting thing, I went from Miami to South Carolina to Kentucky to Florida State, just different schools that was interested in me, and just seeing the commitment that they was trying to commit to me, and if I wanted to commit to them, that whole relationship builder, I called it. The experience was great. I took my parents through a lifestyle of change, of just being a high-level recruited kid, going to these schools, talking to these coaches, and I enjoyed it. I really did.
Well, tell me this: how does Ham get you at? It was a good basketball school at the time, but from the outside looking in, it's not Kentucky. It's not quite Louisville, although they were closer at that moment.
Right.
And Ham's asking you to play full court defense. I've heard.
Yeah.
Who was it? Somebody had the quote. It was the guy from Chipley, Trent Forrest, that played there for years and was with Utah. They asked him, how long should you be able to play in Ham's, like on the court, how long should you be able to play effectively with the way Ham wants to do things? He said 5 minutes.
Yep.
Because you're going to full court press, you're going to work, all that. So, but how does he convince you to come down to Tallahassee and do that? Did he already have Rich in hand? Or no?
When the whole recruiting deal with that, there was a guy by the name of Mike Jaskowski. He was. I found out he coached my high school coach when my high school coach was in college.
Okay.
So he ended up on the Florida State staff. I guess the connection, like I said, between my coach and him, got my name ringing down there at Florida State. Guy flew up about 2-3 times, checked me out, saw what I had to bring to the table, and that's when that whole recruitment with Florida State came about. It surprised me because I was in Maine. So it's like, whoa, I got a South school. And that was like probably my third or fourth South school, but just being near my hometown, it's like, man, this is, you know, that's when it became more interesting, like, whoa.
Right, not too far from Pensacola.
Yep, and my family didn't have the chance to see me play in high school, so that was another thing why I think I made that decision to head to Florida State is Leonard Hamilton, his mentorship, his leadership, everything that I experienced with him, that it was worth it.
Yeah, Leonard Hamilton is one of my favorite coaches in general from just a viewing multiple things. Like one, obviously, degree of difficulty.
Yes, sir.
And to win as many games as he did, right? He had to come up with a system that worked, and then you know the ground kind of changes under his feet, and he has to kind of tweak that a little bit and figure that out. And so I want to ask you about him a little bit. Now, he had a really high graduation rate up until everybody could transfer every year, right?
Yes, sir.
It was like 98% or something.
And so that was a demand.
Demand.
Yeah, when you sign there with him, you will graduate, and that was probably the first thing coming out. Oh yeah, that was the first thing came out of his mouth. Is if you come here, you will become a better person. Number one, a better man. Number two, you'll become a better athlete. But three, you will for sure leave here with a degree. However long it takes you to get that degree, we'll make sure of that. And that's one thing that he stood on. That's one. He stood on multiple, but that was one thing that he was very firm about is you're going to come here and get this lesson. You're going to become a great person, a great young man. And however far that takes you, then that takes you. But yes, that was one of the biggest things that stood out to me in my recruiting session is, I mean, even when I visit, he was, you will graduate from here. If you want to, you sign here and play for me here, you will graduate for sure. He let my parents and everybody know that. And I understood that messages.
Right.
We're a student athlete. So 100%. We got to go in here and get our lesson. And that led to great things on the court, especially in my experiences.
Right.
That led to great things on the court. And,
absolutely.
He held us accountable to the most. He held us accountable with everything he had with that.
Right. So. Now, you played with some great, like Al Thornton.
That's my guy.
Was a great player. And I think he might still be playing in Europe.
Yeah.
Did he win a championship last year?
He's still playing.
He's got to be in his. Is he 40?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
And won a championship last year.
42. Yeah, he's about 41 or 42.
Just a freak athlete, but also an incredibly hard worker, right?
Oh yeah, his work ethic is through the roof.
Right.
I have this story
Tony
that
Douglas,
I tell a lot of people.
was
Tony Douglas was there. I had Alexander Johnson, Von Wafer.
Yeah. Guys that made it.
Yeah, guys that went in.
Wafer was a Laker.
Yeah. I'm a Laker fan, so go L.A.
Yeah.
But yeah, these guys that I was around, man, they were very passionate, and I learned a lot from these guys.
Right.
Everybody's personality and background and lifestyle and where they're from was different.
Right.
But to bring that and gel that together with all the talent that we had, man, it was a great experience.
You said you had a Thornton story?
Yeah, I tell this story a lot, man. Al hit back to his work ethic. His work ethic is unbelievable. And I realized this my sophomore year. And it was just a little background story. We used to always just say we wanted to hang out or go out at night somewhere one night. Al was one of those guys where, all right, man, let's go. Hey, listen, y'all trying to go somewhere? What you trying to do? And saying, no, time to get ready to go. Everybody get dressed or whatever. Hey, what Al? Y'all ready to go? What Al? All of a sudden, just say if whoever, me, Jay Ritton, whoever together, we'll ride wherever spot we're going to. All of a sudden, I used to think in the back of my mind, like, all right, Al, where is he? He set us up. Where is he? All of a sudden, Al is in the gym.
Still working.
Working. I'm talking about working. And when I realized that, it happened to me twice. When I realized, like, hold on, he's doing something I should be doing.
Right.
He has a purpose behind this stuff.
Absolutely.
When I figured what he was doing, that's when my life of basketball and everything just elevated, because that's when I started tapping into, oh, this is what it takes.
Right.
This is what Division I, wanting to become a pro at any level, this is the stuff you have to do. These are the things you have to sacrifice.
Right.
And that's one thing that built our relationship even closer. I mean, watching him and him mentoring me and watching how hard he worked and the things he accomplished, that rolled over to me. And to this day, man, Al's still talking. Share this story about, man, But he used to go hide in that gym and be in there for hours. I'm talking about, he'll fall asleep in the gym, you wouldn't even know it, then miss class the next day.
Right.
He was that committed to his craft. So,
do you think, okay, I think it does. Style of play influences in you in ways off the court, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like the fact, like if you're on a team that plays man to man all the time, all over the court, right? There's a go get it that gets instilled in your body.
Most definitely.
And that's going to be the same thing in the workplace, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That goes back to the habits.
Right.
I talk about great habits. Even when I teach my players, even when I train kids, is you got to focus on good habits. And if you build those habits, understand what habits are and what habits are you trying to develop. Then things start making more sense to you. Now you can develop. Now you can grow.
Right.
And now you can see, that flower blossom a little bit more.
Right. And also, like offensively, obviously on defense you have to be on a rope as well. But offensively, there's this attention to detail. So in some ways, the sport could teach you. I got to know this stuff. I have work to do that entails this, right?
Yep.
That kind of thing. I need to be where I'm supposed to be, when I'm supposed to be there,
Yes.
all that good
Holding
stuff.
you accountable. I mean, I remember Coach used to not walk to our class, but he'll beat at the door before you even walk in your class in college.
Right.
That's how disciplined we were.
Right.
And those things rolled over to my adulthood to this day. I still carry a lot of those things, even teaching my kids, that level of discipline. And I mean, that man-to-man defense you was talking about, that took a certain mindset. That took a certain attitude.
I think they called them junkyard dogs.
Oh yeah,
right?
and that was his thing. I mean, I don't even remember playing zone in college. My 4 years there.
You know who Bomani Jones is?
Sound familiar?
Every now and he's he writes sports stuff. He's got a podcast now. But he was on ESPN for a little while. Blah blah. He sometimes he'll be watching the game and he'll put out "Zone is for cowards."
Oh yes. I know exactly who you're talking about because I follow him on Facebook. Yeah.
But anyway, so Coach Ham would I think he and Stan, I don't know which one, but it always seemed like even if a kid couldn't make it to, back then it wasn't the G League, but the NBA, they would make sure somebody had the opportunity to play in Europe or Turkey, wherever, so that you could, I assume, have a little bit of a nest egg for your life.
For sure.
You know,
it was.
How do you wind up in Europe? I guess is my question. Or overseas.
After my senior year, me, Coach Jones, Coach Hamilton got together, got with some agents, got with some trainers and stuff, worked out, displayed our talent, displayed our ability. And it was me, Jay Rich, Isaiah. We worked out for a couple of teams. But yeah, they really lended a big helping hand dealing with, okay, what you want to do with your career. Do you want to continue to play? If you want to continue to play, all right, Coach Jones used to take us through these high-level professional workouts, kind of check our conditioning, check our stamina, check our habits, make sure that we are ready for that level. But they lended a lot of help dealing with just trying to get the right age and get to the right place just so we can display our talent. So they were very, very, very helpful just becoming a pro. And at the time, I didn't even know I was going to play overseas. I knew I had a great college career. I knew I was doing things right. I knew I developed, but I think that my attitude and my work ethic really took me to that next level. And it was surprising for a moment. It really was for me because, like I said, everybody's dream is to go to the NBA. But my coach, Coach Hamilton, Coach Jones used to always talk about, hey, man, it's a good living in Europe. If you go about it the right way, if you carry yourself with pride and habits and good discipline, then you can prolong and have a great overseas career. Going back to getting kids or getting his players overseas, and it was bigger than that. And I learned that. It was Coach Jones, Coach Hamilton, and there's a lot of players even before me, great CEOs, big businesses in the corporate world. They're great coaches. I mean, I have a friend, I can't think of the school, Andrew Wilson. He's been coaching. A lot of guys, when I was playing, is coaching now. They're pastors, they're CEOs. So he molded a lot of young men. Which creates a network. Yes, sir. And that's exactly what it is now. Now we communicate with. I mean, Michael Joyner, that's in the WNBA. He's assistant coach. I mean, this guy's everywhere that Coach Jones and Coach Hamilton is really blessed and touched and mentored to make us not just basketball players, but great fathers, great businessmen, and I salute them to this day for that leadership. Wow.
How does living overseas? Now, obviously, you were effective over there. I think you said you told me earlier you averaged in the mid 20s. Your first year over there and all that. Now, how does living over there though give you an influential worldview? Do you mind my asking?
Very impactful.
Yeah.
Being an American kid from the South, whatever.
Yeah.
My rookie year was a very, very.
Because it's Turkey, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this was Middle East when a lot of that war stuff was going on. That's when I got over there. It changed my life immediately. I mean, watching what these people eat, how they survive, their daily schedule is nothing like ours. And I took that experience because when I first got over there, I didn't have my own apartment, so I had to stay with another American player. So the adjustment was, hey, we gotta drop our pride a little bit and understand that this is business. Once I understood the business part of it, then I had to adjust to the culture. I mean, my first week in Turkey, man, I had bowel movement and throwing up for about the first week. Getting used to the meat, getting used to the water, the food.
Wow.
Yeah, and they understood that as American players, and the jet lag was real too. I mean, you talking about from here to Turkey, you're talking about almost 24 hours on a flight, 22 hours on a flight. So that's a whole different world. So you had to get used to the jet lag. You had to get used to the food, and the culture was major. And that was just my first year. But when I went to France, after that, I went to France. I did 3-4 years in France and explored Europe from there. It humbled me. It humbled me to understand that these people don't have the luxury that we have with, I don't care what it is, anything from Medicaid to taking care of your bodies, to eating, to whatever treatment it was totally different from home. And that I think that it humbled me to come back home and tell some of my friends, hey man, we need to be a little bit more grateful than we are, because you have people here like in Turkey. Go back to the Turkey story. I found out that the kids, when you graduate from high school over there, you got 2 options, and we don't have these options. You either going into the military automatically, or you're going to be a professional basketball player. It's plain and simple, that dry. This was in Turkey, I realized this. It was wow, like you only get 2 options. Over here, I graduate, I get a job,
whatever
I can go work with dad and mom.
You decide what you want to do.
Yeah, over there you don't have that option. So it's either you going to do or you don't. And
there are a lot of countries that have a mandatory year or 2 of service just to start with.
And that's one thing that opened my eye to how blessed and how grateful we need to be as American players being over here in this foreign country. But other than that, once I adjusted to it, man, that's a great living. Yeah, especially
and people are somewhat similar.
Oh, they are. They're
one-on-one.
They are. They're very prideful. They're easygoing. That's something that I did realize being around foreigners is they're way more easygoing than us. Not all, but some of them is very easygoing and not so into the style and not so into all this flashy stuff that we kind of get. I want to get distracted about over here. Right. They can care less about that stuff, man. Long as they living, long as they healthy, long as they have a roof over their head, they don't need a Mercedes Benz or a lamp. They don't need that major stuff just to live and survive.
That's why our culture pushes the influencer on.
It does though. I mean, they push that, and that's what these kids think. I mean, I have my older son, and I try to teach him that now. Man, it's not about that stuff. It's about just being grateful for what you have and who you are, and make the best of that. And that's one thing that I did learn in Europe is. I've never seen a lot of people have a lot of make or create bad days for themselves. I'm gonna just go with the flow. Every single day I wake up, whatever God has for me, Whatever my purpose is my purpose. Those are the biggest things that I took from Europe is, man, be humble and be grateful for everything you have. And it's not about all this, this just big flashy stuff. And you spending $500 on a car oil change. Just dealing with.
I get it.
And you can see that.
I'm having car problems right now.
Me too. But I mean, it was a very humble experience.
Right.
I took everything and I learned from it.
Yeah, I work with a lot of guys from Jamaica right now. My real job, I'm a restaurant manager, right? And how you doing? How's your day going? First thing out of the mouth is, I'm just glad to be working.
That's it.
I'm just glad to be working.
That's it.
And you walk, I didn't wake up thinking that. Right? I'm not going to push it off on somebody else. I'm just telling you the truth.
I got stuff to do today.
Yeah, right. But, okay, so how do you wind up in this back? You retire, and then how do you wind up back in Pensacola and at L.E.A.D?
Oh, man. I retired. Then I started just getting into some little corporate world. I did 4 years at Milton High School.
Okay.
I did JV. I was a JV head coach, and then I was assistant coach varsity. And then I just jumped into the school system. I did Kings Middle School, dealing with ESC kids. That was a great, humble experience also.
Right. My wife taught ESC for a little bit.
And man, that was heart feeling. That was heart touching.
Was that a blessing for you?
It was. It was because when I was in school,
right, in
grade school, and you could probably vouch on some of this, I never looked at those kids differently. But I always wonder, like, dang, how is their world?
Right, correct.
How does
it work?
How does that work? And I got into it.
Yeah.
It is very, very interesting. It is very, you got to have some passion for it. You got to have a lot of care.
Oh, that's a calling.
And that job is a calling. And I did that at Kings Middle School. I did it at Milton High School. That's when I retired. I got into the teaching, all that. Got into the coaching, then coaching led me to, like I said, the whole coaching led me to, hey, being here at L.E.A.D Academy. And how I really started here at L.E.A.D Academy, Cameron L.E.A., Mr. Frank L.E.A., principal here, CEO here, and Mrs. L.E.A., Carol L.E.A., her daughter, his granddaughter, her daughter. I've been coaching and training her since she was in 5th grade.
Okay.
She's a sophomore now.
Right.
And I had a girls team. I started off with girls, and we had a good run, good experience. So I kind of hung around the girl culture for a while, to this day. And I just think timing. I've always been around here. My kids went here. My oldest son, he's graduated. He went here. My daughter, both of my sons go here now, and my daughter. So L.E.A.D Academy was a place that I can really call home.
Right.
I grew a great relationship with the L.E.As here, with the culture, and I felt like this was the great timing and the right timing to kind of step into this position that I'm in today.
And this is your first year as
a head coach.
As a head coach,
yeah.
In your first year here.
Yep.
Right. And how long have you been training individually?
I've been doing my business for about 7 years now.
Okay.
About 7 years or so now. Started at my old house.
Mims Academy?
Ralph Mims Lab, Ralph Mims Basketball Lab.
Lab. Okay, right.
Yep.
I follow you.
Started at my old house.
Yeah.
Built this nice little small slab. Outside every day in the summertime, and that's why I really built my empire from ground up. If people really don't understand it wasn't no handouts. I used to have I bought 4 outside hoops, built a small little slab. I used to have tents, picnic tables, refrigerators, just a whole setup for kids that I was training.
At your house?
Yes, sir. And I was doing individual training. This was summertime, my first summer. I can't think of what date, but it was my first summer, and I used to do one person. And I used to be out there, a lot of you not, from probably 7 a.m. to 9 at night.
With one person?
Grinding. And I have different sessions. So I go from 7 to 8, one person, 8 to 9, another person, 9 to 10. So it was hours spent.
So you're training 9 people?
Big time.
Right.
And it was, so that's.
And you're wore out?
I was at first. 'Cause being outside on that concrete, you out here in the summertime.
Yeah.
So it was a big adjustment, but I started my business outside, and God has just blessed me to get into the AAU situation. I always, like I said, I have a 6th grader, man, that is very special. My son, Kyron, he works out so hard. He want to be a very special player. He want to follow the steps of me.
Right.
So that was one of my number one things is, if I did it, I gotta get my son started if that's what he wants. I never push any of my kids to do anything they don't want to do. So once I got into this whole basketball deal, I retired. I started training kids, and then training led to people started reaching out, wanted me to coach. Then that's when I jumped into the AAU circuit, built my Ralph Mims Go-Getters.
Yeah.
And that is doing great things too.
I've been at, not as a, I stalked you somewhat, okay, online, but but I've also been, weird quirk is some people have asked me about the AAU scene around here, and so I've inquired to just in personal conversations so that I can help people out a little bit. And the first name that pops up when they talk about girls AAU is your name, and it's always in a positive light. So
I appreciate that.
I think that's interesting. But I'll tell you what, let's take a break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to talk about this L.E.A.D Academy basketball team because it is special. Okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back. Again, this is Surrounded by Sports. I'm Kevin Perkins. This is Ralph Mims. Thank you, Faust Builders, McCory Homes, Sideline Sports Bar, and Restaurant, who allow me to chase knowledge wherever I can find it. Today, I'm gaining knowledge from Ralph Mims, and let's talk about the fantastic L.E.A.D Academy girls basketball team. First of all, okay, I watched y'all play, and I was fascinated by a couple of things. One, the first time I heard you say anything in the group, the huddle, that seemed, it wasn't even derogatory, but you looked at a girl and you said, "You're open, you shoot." Yep. And y'all play with pace at both ends. You press, you force turnovers. The first open look you get, the ball goes up, and that's how you want them to play, correct?
Yes, sir. That's confident.
Be free.
Be free. Be confident. I never want any of my ladies, my girls, to be timid. And I say that because that goes on my experience. Everything that I coach these babies on, I train my players. It's off experience. I've had great coaches from college. My high school coach, man, Coach Hanson, man, that's my dude to this day. He still mentored me. I still talk to him and call him. That's the system that I run now is kind of similar to when I played in high school. Get after you, gritty, 94 feet, man to man, put pressure on you, speed you up. That's what I teach these babies, but the number one thing is I want you confident. I don't want no player. If you look scared, you look timid, you look like anxiety's taking control, let's have a seat and let's talk about that. But other than that, I need some confident ladies that'll get out here and perform. Do the things that you're blessed to do on top of the things that I teach them. And that just, like I said, man, just effort and energy. Those things that I always tell my team is I would never have to coach that. If a coach has to coach effort and energy, you should not be playing sports. And that's not even just basketball.
Right.
That's any sport.
Right. Another thing I noticed was, you're blowing somebody out. And towards the end of the game, you got the people who don't play quite as much in the game, and they're not timid either. And one of them hits a three, and you can see the joy, And it's funny too. Like one of my favorite parts of the games when Ham was playing is he had kind of the GPA guys over. What they call it, the green, whatever.
The green, yeah.
Okay, and one of my favorite parts is to see guys like that who, if you've never played basketball,
right,
and okay, so let's say I have a good GPA and I love to play basketball, and I happen to be on a team because I'm paying my way through school and walking on. I may wind up having to play him all day.
Yep.
That's a tough day at work for me, right? Because I'm not physically able to do that in a way, right? And so, but by the same token, I'm on the team. I'm paying my way, but I'm getting smoked every day at practice.
Yeah.
So to get the opportunity to get in the game and play and shoot is my favorite part of watching some of these games, because these kids are paying their way and they're right,
and they're performing, man. And some of them 7th or 8th graders.
Well, you've got to. How old is the girl averaging 26?
8th.
8th grade.
8th grade.
Bryce Burkett.
Yep.
She's in the 8th grade, averaging 26.6 points.
I've been training her since she was in 3rd grade.
Yes, she can shoot it. Obviously.
Yeah. She's a high level
Special,
player.
right?
She's special. She's a high level player. But one thing people may not know about my team is we're so unified.
Obviously,
We're so
and the
I
diversity
preach
between
this.
sixth and senior.
Yep. But it goes back to what are you teaching them? Are you developing them, or are you developing them, and are you making the difference?
Right.
And that's one thing that I make sure is that I'm making a difference. I don't want you looking like the same player last month as this month. That's not developing. That's just you being a part of something.
Right.
And that's what we focus on, and that's our culture here is every day matters. And every day we're going to put our best foot forward. We're going to hold each other accountable.
Right.
But most definitely we're going to be high level discipline, and we're going to do what's expected. And now I think my team, they understand who I am, my standard, my experience, and I think they're letting that flow with their style of play.
Right.
I never try to be a boss to them.
Right.
Bossing and coaching is two different things.
Okay, that's excellent.
It's because a boss just tell you what to do. A coach, I'm gonna mentor you. I'm gonna guide you. I'm gonna lead you.
Right.
I'm not gonna make you scared, because you like now I get on them because if you don't take the open shot, I take you out.
Yes.
Yeah, people don't understand. Like some of these people,
that was the impression I got.
But some of these people, these coaches, they get mad because kids taking shots. Well, how do you play the game?
Yeah, in order to score, you kind of
like you got to teach them some level
in basketball
of
and
confidence.
life. In order to score, you got to shoot.
Yes.
Right.
Right. Because you don't whatever you don't shoot.
If you don't go to the job interview, you can't get the job.
That part, and that's what.
If you don't ask for a raise, you probably ain't getting it because the company it would prefer to not pay you more money, even if they like you.
Right. They might settle.
Right.
So I teach them. Unbelievable confidence.
My wife says, "You are what you settle for."
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I don't allow them to settle. Me myself, I don't settle. I make sure that I just make sure I'm connecting. That player-coach relationship is very, very, very important. And I've been blessed to be around great coaches, even from my Europe career.
Yeah.
From college to high school, I've had great coaches that lead me and guide me. And how I go about my team is the same way I went about my career, as well as coaches went about my career.
Now, Olivia Pierce is averaging 16 and 12 rebounds.
Yeah.
And she's fantastic. But one thing I noticed too was in the first half, no, I could be wrong, but it looked to me, first half, wide open, we're shooting threes, a little bit of driving and kicking. But then in the second half, it felt like we decided, okay, Olivia is going to be the focus of this. And so then we went from playing outside
to inside.
We went from inside to out, right? And so you want to be multiple.
Almost definitely. That makes it hard to guard you.
100%.
And
because it was a completely different offense in each half.
And when Olivia came over here and joined us at L.E.A.D Academy, that took us over the hump.
Right.
We're not a small team. We're not a giant team.
Right.
That made us a lot bigger when
she's tall.
And she's a tenacious defender, a great rebounder. And what she brings to the game helps us out a lot, just dealing with our style of play. But yeah, she can really go, and when she get locked in on it and go, she can go. I love coaching her. I mean, she's a great person, great student of the game. She's very coachable, and she works hard. I mean, that's and not just her, but I mean all my girls. They work hard. They trust each other. They trust me. They trust the system. But Olivia Pierce, she will be a special player. She continue to grow and develop.
Right.
She will have a great career.
Now you have, I want to say you have 3 different people averaging 3. You don't have anybody averaging like 7 assists, but a lot of people have averaged more than 2 a game.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
For
so
sure.
There's a lot of ball movement. And what are the sisters' names? The ones that play in the front court.
Sophie and Emily Harrell.
Okay.
Yeah.
They pressure the ball. They work very hard. They drive and kick. I like the way they play. It's the way they go about it.
Yes, sir. They are. Those ladies been playing that way since they was in 2nd grade.
Okay.
And I'm talking about they was smaller then.
Right.
But they've been tenacious since day one. And Sophie leadership being a senior, Her leadership is phenomenal. She comes in with great energy. She's like that second coach on the court.
Absolutely.
And that's where she separates herself at, and that's what she brings special to our team is that leadership, that extra voice on the floor, coming from me, going to her. But her effort and energy, especially coming off of almost a season injury with that ACL, she came back, pushing herself, got in here, worked herself back to to the place where she's at now. Emily, her sister, she's been a tenacious dog defender since day one. Since I've ever first trained her. Right. Well, when I found out who she was, she's been a dog on defense since day one. Right. That what makes her. That what drives her. That is the cause of Emily Harrell. That's just what she do. And if she ain't doing that, it's something wrong.
Right.
But what she brings, what those young ladies bring to this table, to this team is. It's very fun to coach these ladies. It's very fun. They lock in, they focus, they care. That's something else about it. Is you have players or some people that don't care about it. These babies, they care about it, and we show that. We show our gratitude, we show our humbleness, but as well as we show that grit and that tenacious. I want to dominate. That's our thing. That's one of our words. Is we want to dominate on both ends of the floor, and that the style that you see us play, it's a part of being dominant and part of being in shape too. Yeah. So that's another thing we do a lot of. We make sure we're in great shape, so we can play our style of ball. We're a fast break leading team, a pressure, man-to-man team, and everything's just falling suit right now. We're going to see how far God can continue to take us and bless us. Right. We're just going to continue to chop at this wood and keep chopping at it the right way.
How does we're starting to wrap, guys? How does your being a trainer influence you as a head coach, and vice versa?
Oh man, it helps me out tremendously because being a trainer, I can emphasize those things in training, whatever that is that need to be. Your form need to get a little better. Your ball handling. We need to tighten up on your ball handling, and that helps me with my players dealing with, our tendencies, our habits got to get a little bit more, clean our habits up a little, or it makes it easier for me to see all the things that we really got to get better at, or the things we need to focus on.
Does we talked about this a little bit before in a different conversation. One voice. That's a big deal, right?
It's major. It's major. It's
to the player.
I emphasize that, and it's crazy we talking about that. I emphasize that even in my AAU organization. With all my teams, parents, I do not need you running up and down the sideline screaming and yelling. Right. Parents, I don't need you chirping back and forth at the referee to the point where I can't even get the referee attention because. So yeah, that one voice is major. Now I don't mind, my assistants or, to.
Well, they're part of your voice.
Yep. So I mean, it's my, and I learned that. I learned that when I was playing at Salvation Army community centers. One voice, and that because you don't want to deteriorate from whatever else is said or going on. Well, I'm sure your
father being in the military, I'm sure he understood that concept pretty sternly.
Yeah, and I saw those. Man, that's crazy we talking about that because I used to watch how he dealt with the sailors, and it was like, man, I hope you don't come home with that. I need to talk to mama right quick, folks. I don't want him coming home with that. But that was that one voice, that one voice, one control, one command, and that's important. That goes a long way because these kids get confused when they seeing mom and daddy tell them one thing, and then all of a sudden the coach tell them another. That's too much attention. That's too much voice.
I was at a game last week, and there were a couple of parents sitting really close to the court, standing and screaming about fouls called. And I mean, they have the right to do that. I'm not saying that, but also screaming at players. I don't know that the coach that was actively coaching could see this, but like if the player was down on this end waiting on the rest of the action, he's telling him stuff. And I don't know if it felt like he was saying, you need to do this, you need to do that. And I felt like, I hope that coach didn't see that because And I hope the kid doesn't jump in on that.
I was just going to say that. Yep.
Either, because that can cost the kid playing time. Because as any form of a manager, whether it be a head coach or whatever, if you go off script and do your thing for you, it jeopardizes my relationship and my trust for you.
Yep. And it goes against everything that it goes against my standard.
Right.
And me, I make sure I have standard. And people understand the culture. I mean, let a coach be a coach.
Right.
Let a parent be a parent. And me, I get best of both worlds. I mean, my kids play. So I have to break even when, okay, I don't want to be sitting on the sideline looking like coach even though I'm a coach. No, let me be dad. And let the coach. I deal with my kid after, away from everybody. Now we can have our, daddy son, daddy daughter talk about the game or whatever it is.
Right.
That's, I think, where a lot of parents and coaches, well, just a lot of people just need to understand is everybody has their place. Now, everybody is not suited for that place. That's cool.
Right.
But just respect everybody's job. And
I think the last thing I want to ask you, would you be, okay, how many kids are on this team? The league team.
My girls?
Yeah.
I have, with JV, I have probably 20.
Right. Okay, in AA, you count that. With some overlap.
Total?
Yeah.
No, I might be dealing with AAU with about 9 teams. I might be dealing with probably almost 200-some kids. Probably 100-some, 200-some kids.
Okay, so then I guess for my question, I'll reduce it to the 20. Life deals out tricky hands and things happen. But would you be surprised and disappointed in yourself if all these kids aren't successful? Because they're a good club.
Nope. And I say that with pride. No, I won't, because basketball is what you do, it's not who you are.
Right.
And I think my leadership, my mentorship, my fatherhood, and like I said, I just thank God every day because I get to live my dream. Another part of my dream every single day, being a dad. I have a daughter that plays basketball.
Right.
So I'm around her, and she helps me and teaches me how to deal with female basketball players.
Sure.
Got 2 boys playing here.
Right.
So I get the best of all of it. It teaches me just how to be very patient, be very understanding. But these babies, they're very smart. They're very intelligent. I mean, I have girls on my team, 4.5 GPA, including my daughter, 4.5 GPAs, and so the academic, they will have that. The brains, the going out here getting a great corporate job. That is, to me, I love the game of basketball, but this is not for everybody. Everybody may not make it to the top or to the end of that.
Right.
But we still got to be.
I was talking about successful in life.
Oh, most definitely. They will be extremely successful. I mean, the parents, the background, the things, how they go about life now, they would be very successful.
But your whole thing as a coach, as a mentor, is leading people to maximize. I always talk about this. Probably every episode when I'm talking basketball people, maximizing the individual inside of a group.
Yep.
And that's what you're trying to accomplish.
Trying to build that person, trying to build that character. And I see a lot of kids I deal with in training, and they have confidence issues. They have they're insecure about some things.
Right.
They're not prideful. They don't understand those things is just like tools. Yeah. I make sure that I capitalize on that. If I don't do anything else, I make sure those 3 things that they understand that, hey, that's just life skills. You have to go out here and live with that every single day. I mean, me and you do it every single day. Right. Dealing with that, we got to have confidence. We got to have the pride to, hey, sometimes we might got to drop our pride to understand something. Like teaching them those life skills with basketball. However you make basketball, you're going to make basketball. But just know, at the end of the day, you will, to my sake, you will go out here and build a great young lady, a great wife, a great in the workforce, co-worker, whatever it is. I think these babies will be top notch. A great mother, great wife, great whatever it is in the corporate world. I think they will really, well, not think, but I know that they will be excellent at that.
Moving on from the last play, maybe the greatest thing it can teach you is how to be a parent. Right? Because
because you got to move on from
things happen. You know what I mean?
You got to move on from it.
You keep it moving.
That stuff will stress you out.
Thank you so much for giving me. I hope you'll come back.
No, I will, man. I will. I had a great time.
Thank you.
I appreciate you for taking this time out to let me share some of this, a lot of information. I even have more, but yeah, I really do appreciate this opportunity because I've been having some build up.
Yeah.
And that build up just goes with some of this stuff has to be said. Some of these things that they have to know. And I love the position I'm in. Nobody wasn't talking about L.E.A.D Academy for years.
Right.
And now to be in this position where, hey, we're not the underdog no more.
Right. People start showing up to the games.
Yeah, I mean, the gym is packed.
Right.
I mean, our gym is packed more than the boys. So, I mean, it's a great feeling. And I thank God every single day. And I make sure I'm doing my due diligence by giving these kids all I have. I don't shortchange them at all. And I make sure that my game is right so I can help them with their game.
Right.
But I really do appreciate you for this opportunity. I had a blast, man. And
yeah.
If you have any more, we can have another interview. I'm with this, man. I love that. That was fun.
Great. Thank you so much. Folks, Ralph Mims, Kevin Perkins, Surrounded by Sports, where we learn how life and sports intersect. Come watch the L.E.A.D game. Look into News Journal, places like that, find out where they're playing, or you can go to their website, find out where they're playing.
Make sure you get with my guy, too. Make sure you get with my guy right here now. Hey, great podcast, great interview, and I appreciate you for that, too. Thank you.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Sir.
Y'all take good care. Appreciate you now. Awesome.
Thank you, baby.
Yeah.